All right. Yep, I'm not seeing any hands. I don't see anything. So agenda passes as written. Oh, Miss Kelly, did you want to say something? Okay. Agenda passes as written. So I'm going to go ahead and pass it over to Miss Kelly for a principal's report.
Hi, everyone. Good evening. I just want to make sure I'm looking at the screen that it's being translated for everyone.
No, it doesn't seem to be working that way. Okay, so Jody,
Is it just on your end? It picks up for you?
it was supposed to pick up my mic, and so it should be able to hear you and then translate, but it doesn't seem to be
Because
working.
I see that it's working when you are speaking.
Yeah, the
Just
hope had been that when you spoke, it would also pick it up, but it doesn't seem to be working that way. So Jody, can you translate for now?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So Jody will translate then for.
okay, perfect. Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining and coming on tonight to the PTA meeting. Mrs. Fox sends her regards. She is at a CSA meeting tonight. So unfortunately, she had to go to that meeting. And I'm on here along with Jackie Harrison, another AP.
Good evening.
You guys tell me, I'll stop, and then do you want to just translate that?
Sure, sí, yo voy a traducir porque parece que no está sirviendo el aparato de translation. La señora aquí, la señora Kelly, es la assistant principal, la principal asistente. Hay 4 en la escuela, ella es una, y también está la señora Harrison, a la otra AP, assistant principal. La principal, la señora Fox, no puede estar con nosotros hoy, pero Mrs. Kelly va a dar el reporte.
Okay, this is going to be brief. I know you have a lot packed into your PTA meeting, and you have a guest speaker that's going to be great for everyone to hear about. Today, we had an SLT meeting earlier this afternoon and went over that our safety plan was approved. And we have a parent view of it that I will share with you. I printed it out this afternoon. So Cassie, I will get that over to you so you could share out. We are doing lockdown drills this week. We continue to send notification home the week prior, according to state mandates. We'll have doing a lockdown drill and an evacuation drill. The evacuation drill is technically a fire drill. It's called across the board now evacuation. So if your child comes home and says we had an evacuation drill, it's a fire drill where they remain outside in their area and it's timed and logged, and we're on pace with the city. We have 2 that we have to do this month, and one will take place tomorrow and one will take place on Friday.
Lo primero que la señora Kelly quiere decir es que hoy tenieron una reunión que se llama SLT. Es la reunión donde la escuela se reúne con los padres y las profesoras para hablar de cosas importantes. Hoy aprobaron el plan de seguridad para la escuela, que todas las escuelas tienen que tener por ley. Ese plan va a ser dado a nosotros como padres. Entonces, tengan pendiente que ustedes van a recibir ese plan. Y ese plan dice qué van a hacer con la seguridad de nuestros niños. Esta semana van a hacer ensayos de lockdown o como de seguridad de la escuela, qué pasa en una emergencia, qué hacen los niños. Y esos ensayos van a ser mañana y el viernes. Tomorrow and Friday, right?
Yes.
Yeah, mañana y viernes.
We have completed across the board in K through 5th grade, all of our academic screeners. And Parents, you'll be receiving a report about the screeners, parent-teacher conferences, which happens the first week in November. Well, November 6th, 7th. No, November 6th. So you'll be receiving feedback and you'll be able to discuss that with your child's teacher. From those screeners, we are setting up specific individual lessons for your child based on their needs.
La señora Kelly está diciendo que terminaron sus evaluaciones académicos para cada niño. Estas evaluaciones se llaman academic screeners. Y esos evaluaciones van a ser usados para tener conversaciones con los padres en la educación de su niño. También nos recuerda que septiembre 6 va a ser las conferencias entre profesores y padres. The Parent Teacher Conference va a ser noviembre 6.
Every child takes a math screener and a reading screener, the beginning of the year, middle of the year, and end of the year. And our district's focus for across every school in the district is improvement with those screeners. So we'll be putting a lot of individualized instruction geared to each student, whether they did extremely well or they need to improve in specific areas. But every child will receive during a reading block specific instruction based on their individual needs.
Estas evaluaciones pasan en el principio del año, a mitad del año y también al final. Y es una herramienta que ellos usan para crear instrucción específicamente para su niño, o sea que su niño está a nivel o bajo de nivel o sobre nivel. Ellos usan estas evaluaciones para ayudar a las profesoras a mejor enseñar a cada niño, porque cada niño es diferente.
And those parent-teacher conferences are virtual. Teachers will be sharing out some login information when you guys connect. Also, as well, if you would like an in-person conversation, the teachers will set that up with you as well, whether it be during school, during their prep period, or after school or in the morning. I know across the city, all PTA conferences are still virtual. So you can go online and do one-on-one or in person if you prefer that.
Para las conferencias entre padres y profesores, que yo dije que fue noviembre 6, esas conferencias son virtuales por la computadora, por su teléfono, pero si quiere, si estás más confortable, puede pedir una conferencia en persona, puede ser antes de la escuela, después de la escuela, durante el día. Hay que hablar con la profesora para tratar de hacer ese tipo de conferencia, pero si no, todos los demás van a ser virtuales.
Okay. Our Title III plan has been approved. So for our E&L students, our English as New Language students, before school program will be starting at the end of November. Notification will be going out to support them in addition to the daily academics. And that will be for second grade through fifth grade. In January, we'll be starting a remote program for kindergarten and first grade students. So that was great that it was approved. And you'll be receiving notification about that towards the end of November.
Quiere también informarlos de un plan que ellos tienen que se llama Título 3, Title 3, que va a comenzar a finales de noviembre. Usted va a recibir por su profesora una notificación de cuándo va a empezar. Y estos son para los grados segundo hasta quinto. También tienen un programa parecido que va a empezar en enero para los grados K, kindergarten y primero.
And finally, just wanted to let everyone know about next week, the Halloween Cancer Walk. Our students and staff are raising money for breast cancer. $1 to wear a costume. we'll be setting up the schoolyard with some scenery so parents can take pictures. And then each grade will have a designated time to walk. All parents are welcome to come watch them do the walk. I know our PTA will be selling some items as well. All of that, as we discussed, will be going towards the end of the year in Carnival. So it'll be a fun, exciting day for our kids, our families, our staff. And again, it's $1 to wear a uniform. And then that will be going right to cancer research that we donate to every year from our school.
And that's on Friday, right?
And that's on Friday, on Halloween. We got lucky this year. And hopefully we don't need a rain out. It's not before, it'll be on Halloween in the schoolyard for everyone to come watch.
Nos quiere informar que el próximo viernes, que es el día de Halloween, el 31 de octubre, a la escuela van a tener algo un poquito especial que hacemos cada año. La escuela hace cada año. Los padres están invitados. Cada grado va a tener su tiempo propio. Como decir, el segundo grado va a salir a las 9 o 9:30. Ellos nos van a dejar saber exactamente a qué hora su grado va a salir. Por $1, los niños pueden participar en este evento. Por $1 ellos se pueden poner su disfraz en ese día y caminar por el schoolyard, por el patio de la escuela. Y todo este dinero que recogen van a ir directamente a ayudar para breast cancer. Se me olvidó cómo decir cáncer. Cáncer de senos de las mujeres, para ayudar ese tema de salud. Los padres pueden tomar fotos, es bien divertido, y también va a haber cositas para comprar si quieren, que ayuda a nuestra escuela.
And by Friday, we'll be sending out the time slots for each grade. So I know parents have to make arrangements with their job if they'd like to join us. So by Friday, the latest, maybe you'll even receive it tomorrow. Look for the school-wide remind and your child's class remind, so we can get the information you need, so you could join us.
Entonces, ese tiempo de cuando cada grado va a participar, el 31, va a llegar en su Remind, la aplicación en su teléfono Remind de su profesora. Ellos te van a contar a qué hora va a salir su niño el 31. Cualquier pregunta, déjanos saber.
Another fun event that will happen next week for our kindergarten students. We usually go to the farm, but it's been terrible going there the last couple of years with the weather and then the actual farm. So our kindergarten teachers are putting together their own fall festival, and it will take place at Pier 60. I know teachers will be selecting some parents to join their class. There'll be different activities set up. The kids will be outside. Every child will get a pumpkin. They'll be decorating. It'll be a fun event, and we'll see how this works for our kindergarten class.
Para los padres que tienen niños en kindergarten, también van a hacer algo divertido la próxima semana, que se llama un festival de otoño. Los niños van a estar afuera con diferentes actividades. Van a tener calabazas que pueden pintar, cosas así, para que sepan los padres que tienen niños en el kindergarten.
And that's hitting my time. Ms. Harrison, anything else you'd like to join? No, she is home with her little ones.
Sorry, my husband
okay.
works late tonight. No, thank you so much, Mrs. Kelly. The only other thing I wanted to say was just congratulations to the students and the parents, because we got a lot of compliments on keeping our attendance at a really good rate. We're currently meeting the district's goal, and I believe our second grade is in the lead, but every grade is very close. And it's just so important for the students to be there every day and on time, and kudos to the parents for doing that. So we're one of the top schools in the district. So
yes, congratulations, parents. Every day matters. Okay, so
definitely.
and that is it for for the principal's news.
Y quieren terminar para decir que la señora Harrison nos contó que nuestra meta como escuela de asistencia fue alcanzada. Um, Cada día es importante mandar sus niños a la escuela y nos quiere saludar, que por ahora estamos alcanzando nuestra meta. Y ya termina el reporte. Saludos para todos los padres.
Okay, thank you.
Are there any questions for administrators? Or any questions or comments about the report?
Si hay alguna pregunta, ese es el tiempo, algo que quieren preguntar sobre lo que ellos hablaron.
I had someone messaged me privately asking the $1 for the Halloween walk, is that suggested if a child can't participate by donating, can they still participate in the Halloween walk?
It is suggested. We would love if everyone could. But Cassie, any private thing like that, we could discuss after and we could see what we could do.
Okay.
Okay? We want
I think it
everyone
was just
to
a
come up with
general
it.
question, but they just
Yes.
sent it to me. So
Okay.
okay, great. All right. So next on our agenda, sorry, any other questions before we move on? Okay, Jadi's hopping off, so he's not going to be able to continue to help with translation. Is there someone else that can help if we need it moving forward? Looking at you, Andrea, or Crispy. I see you there.
I will try my best. I'm pretty sure Crispy's better than I am, but that's up to her if she wants to.
Okay, well, we'll see.
Well, I try my best too, because sometimes I forget the words, but I'll try. I do my best.
All help is appreciated. Thank you. All right, so I am going to pass it over to Christopher from Queens Community House.
Thank you so much. No need to translate for me. I'll be translating my own slides, but I appreciate the help. Okay, let me just share my screen. Okay, is everyone able to see this screen?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Great. Please let me know if I'm going over time. I'll try to make this as quick and concise as I can. But hello everyone, thank you for having me. Buenas tardes todos, gracias por tenerme. Mi nombre es Christopher Gonzalez. My name is Christopher Gonzalez, and I am the Senior Family Support Coordinator at Queens Community House. Soy parte de nuestros servicios de apoyo familiar y soy el coordinador de apoyo familiar en Queens Community House. Queens Community House is a multi-site, multi-service community organization that services all of Queens, multiple neighborhoods. So Queens Community House es una organización que le da servicios a todos los barrios de Queens, o bastante barrios de Queens. We serve residents of all ages, races, faiths, and ethnicities. Nosotros ayudamos a los residentes de cualquier edad, raza o etnicidad. This is just a little bit more about our goals, so I'll move on to the services we have. I am a family support coordinator, so what I do is I help families and participants connect with the various services we have at Queens Community House. Yo soy un coordinador de apoyo familiar, entonces yo le conecto a los participantes y familias con los varios servicios que tenemos en Queens Community House. Typically, what I'll do is I will do an evaluation of the household to see what needs are needing to be met. Lo que yo hago es una evaluación del hogar para ver qué servicios o recursos necesitaría la familia. And as a family support coordinator, we also provide a bit of counseling, but we do referrals to mental health resources if it's something beyond our means. También doy como consejos, como coordinador de apoyo familiar, pero si veo que los participantes o las familias necesitan algo más, también hago referidos a servicios para la salud mental. Sorry, one thing I wanted to mention, we do have a benefit specialist at our Family Support Services Department. So if anyone is needing assistance or support in applying for things like SNAP, they can reach out to me and I will provide that referral. También tenemos una especialista de beneficios que ayuda con las aplicaciones del SNAP. Entonces, si alguna familia o participante está interesado en aplicar para el SNAP o tiene algunas preguntas, no duden en comunicarse con yo y yo puedo hacer ese referido. One of our big programs at Queens Community House is our housing services, which briefly stated, they help prevent, or rather they help inform people about the eviction process and provide help with applications to things such as SCREE and DREE, which I will get to in a bit. Uno de nuestros programas en Queens Community House es nuestros servicios de vivienda. Ellos ayudan no parar, pero informar a los participantes sobre el desalojo, cómo sirve el proceso y qué hacer. Le dan consejos a las familias en qué hacer durante esos tiempos. También pueden ayudar con las aplicaciones de SCREE y DREE, y voy a explicar eso un poco. So going back to SCREE and DREE, these are benefits programs that help freeze the rents for older adults. The housing services at Queens Community House's main goal is to keep people in their neighborhoods that they've grown up in and to try and prevent eviction. SCREE and DREE son programas de Nueva York que ayuda a congelar la renta. La meta de nuestro departamento de vivienda es dejar los participantes y familias vivir en el mismo hogar que siempre han vivido. Entonces ellos tratan de parar los desalojos o informar a la gente cómo parar los desalojos. Another big program we have at Queens Community House is our English classes. Our main classes are held at our Forest Hills Community Center, 10825 62nd Drive. We do have another English class at our MS 210 location. We host a Beacon program there, and that one is in Ozone Park, so that might be a little closer to the Woodhaven community. También tenemos clases de inglés en Queens Community House. Tenemos uno en nuestro centro comunitario en Forest Hills, 10825 62 Drive en Forest Hills, pero también tenemos un clase de inglés en nuestro programa de Beacon en MS 210 y eso está ubicado en Ozone Park, un poco más cerca para los residentes y familias en Woodhaven. Classes are day and nights depending on the level of English the participant is already at. And so how this works is the participant will fill out a form. They'll take a quick evaluation by our intake team to see what level they're at and then be placed at a class depending on their level. Cómo funciona es que nuestros participantes que están interesados llenan un formulario. Luego nuestro departamento o nuestro equipo en nuestro departamento de clases de inglés hacen una evaluación para ver el nivel de inglés del estudiante y dependiendo en su nivel ellos le ponen en un clase, sea en el día o en la tarde, dependiendo del nivel. Queens Community House has 2 different food pantries, one at our Forest Hills Community Center and one at our Powernock Community Center. On Thursdays, both of these food pantries are open to the general public, with Palmanock specifically being open to Palmanock residents on Tuesdays. Queens Community House tiene 2 despensas de alimentos, uno en nuestro centro comunitario en Forest Hills y uno en nuestro centro comunitario en Palmanock. Los 2 están abiertos al público general los jueves. En Palmanock también están abiertos los martes, pero ese es solamente para los residentes de Palmanock. In both of our community centers, we also have or host an older adult center where anyone over the age of 60 can come, do activities, talk with people their age, and they also provide breakfast and lunch. Breakfast isn't mentioned here, but they do provide breakfast and lunch with a suggested donation of about $150. También en estos 2 centros comunitarios tenemos centros para adultos mayores. Cualquier persona 60 o más puede venir, disfrutar actividades y hablar con gente de su edad. También ofrecen desayuno y almuerzo. Sí puedes donar $1.50, pero si no puede alcanzar eso, también podría ser menos o gratis. And then for the older adults, anyone 60 and above, our older adult centers also help with benefits applications such as SNAP or recertifications. En nuestros centros de adultos mayores también asisten o ayudan con aplicaciones de SNAP o si necesitan ayuda con recertificaciones. Queens Community House has an immigration department where they help provide information about the legal process, and they also help with applications such as DACA, an asylum application, other legal residency needs. Queens Community House también tiene un departamento de inmigración. Ellos ayudan con información sobre el proceso legal y también ayudan con aplicaciones de ciudadanía, DACA, asilo o otros tipos de aplicaciones. The immigration departments, though they don't have a team of lawyers or they're not lawyers, they can provide referrals to external immigration community partners such as the Mayor Office of Immigrant Affairs or other legal services that might help the participant get an attorney if needed. Nuestro departamento de inmigración no son abogados, pero sí pueden hacer referidos a otras organizaciones que tal vez le podrían ayudar a los participantes a recibir o obtener un abogado para su caso si necesitan ese referido. I already spoke a little bit about older adult centers and how they help with SNAP applications and provide breakfast and lunch, but they also provide a case management team for any older adults that might be needing a little extra support. Ya hablé un poco sobre nuestro centro de adultos mayores y que ofrecen desayuno y almuerzo, pero también quería mencionar que tienen un equipo de manejo de casas para cualquier adulto que puede necesitar un poco de apoyo adicional. And for any homebound seniors, our older adult services also provide our also adult services also provide home delivered meals. Para nuestros adultos mayores que no pueden irse de la casa, también nuestros servicios de adultos mayores ofrecen comida que está no hecho, pero ¿cómo se dice? Proporcionan a la casa. We have a child care department that can help participants not only look for child cares throughout Queens, but also help in applications for child care vouchers. También tenemos un departamento de cuidado de niño. Le pueden ayudar a las familias a encontrar un cuidado de niño o guardería. También pueden ayudar con una aplicación de un voucher para cuidado de niños. Queens Community House has young adult programs that offers employment resources and help to anyone the ages of 17 to 24. This includes things such as construction, getting a GED, getting a food handler's license, anything to prepare them for the adult world. Queens Community House también tiene un programa para adultos mayores, adultos jóvenes, edades 17 a 24. Y estos programas le ofrecen recursos de empleo que le ayudaría a estos adultos jóvenes entre 17 a 24 y incluye cosas como construcción, como obtener una licencia para manejarlos a la comida y otros programas y recursos para ayudarle a prepararse para el mundo adulto. CASP is part of this program. This stands for College Access Success Program, and it helps anyone ages 16 to 24 with counseling and guidance through the college application process. So this means things such as help applying for FAFSA or TAP if the student or the family is having some trouble with that. También tenemos un programa que se llama CASP. Este programa es para las personas o los adultos jóvenes que tienen entre 16 a 24 y le ayudan con asesoramiento y orientación a través del proceso de solicitud de la universidad. Entonces, este programa le puede ayudar a los estudiantes a aplicar para cosas como el FAFSA o TAP, si el estudiante o los padres están teniendo dificultades con esta aplicación. For students ages around 12 to 18, so think teenagers or young teens, we also have programs such as the Summer Youth Employment Program, Generation Q, which is an after-school youth drop-in center for LGBTQ plus teens. Para los jóvenes entre 12 y 18, también tenemos programas como el Summer Youth Employment Program. Esto ayuda con oportunidades de empleo durante el verano. Y también tenemos un programa que se llama Generation Q. Este es un centro para los jóvenes que son de LGBTQ+, para ayudarle con consejos y también actividades. Queens Community House has a lot of programs, maybe more so than I can list in a presentation or in a short time. But if you're interested in any of the services that I've mentioned, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me directly. My number and email are listed below. You can also scan the QR code and I can get connected with you to refer you to the right services. Additionally, for school staff, you can contact my director, Joel Tirado. Her number and email are listed above. Queens Community House tiene bastante programas y servicios, más que yo puedo explicar en unos minutos o en una presentación, pero si le interesa cualquiera de los programas que mencioné o quiere más información o tiene alguna pregunta, no duden en comunicarse con yo. Este es mi número y correo electrónico directamente. También puede escanear el código QR que ve aquí en la pantalla. Y yo podría ponerme en contacto con ustedes. And then for any additional questions, if I'm not able to get to you on time, or if you just want to learn more a little bit about Queens Community House, feel free to visit our website at qchnyc.org. There we list all our programs and services that we offer. And again, we service all of Queens, regardless of neighborhood. Si tiene alguna otra pregunta o quiere más información sobre Queens Community House, puede visitar nuestra página web qchnyc.org. Ahí explicamos todo o tenemos todos nuestros servicios y programas que ofrecemos. Como mencioné en el principio de esta presentación, ofrecemos estos servicios y programas a todos los residentes de Queens. Okay. I can stop sharing. I can also go back to my contact information if you want me to leave it there for a bit. Does anyone have any questions in the meantime? Voy a dejar mi pantalla de contacto por unos momentos. Si alguien tiene alguna pregunta, no duden en preguntar ahora sobre servicios o recursos que ofrecemos.
We also have Queens Community House listed on our resources page, our community resources page on the PTA website. And Christopher, if it's okay with you, we'll put your contact on there directly and share this presentation on the website, if that's okay with you too. I think there's a
Yeah.
lot of really great resources, and like you said, it's too much to remember, but very good to have when you're looking for something. I think if we listed it there, it would be well used.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd be happy to share this with you and you can post it on the website. That'd be wonderful.
So are there any questions or comments for Christopher? Thank you so much for that presentation. It was
Yeah.
so chock full of useful information.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate being able to share this.
Okay. All right, so then I don't see any comments or hands, so we are going to move to our next part. Our next agenda point is our Title I report.
Hi, everyone. Can you hear me? Okay. Hi, everybody. Thank you all for taking some time out this evening to join this meeting. My name is Andrea Mitty, for those of you who may have missed last month's meeting. I, along with Claudia Aldor, are your Title I SLT parent representatives. Just a brief overview of Title I. We are a Title I school, and we're provided with additional funding to help with enrichment programs and providing for competitive teacher salaries, amongst other things that Title I can fund. So 1% of those Title I funds are specifically designated to assist in parent participation. This year, we were allocated $4,986 per Mrs. Fox's principal report from last month. In the past, we've used these funds for webinars to support parents in familiarizing themselves with apps and websites that our children are using on a daily basis, such as Google Classroom. Last year, we used our funds to create a parent resource room, and we assisted in purchasing a Mira for grades kindergarten through second grade to help them with reading. We, at this point, need to decide what we would like to use these funds for in the 2025-2026 school year. We can consider webinar topics to help with socio-emotional well-being of our children, such as cyberbullying or dealing with testing anxiety, or helping your child with remote learning by learning to navigate Google Classroom for yourself. We can also consider partnering with organizations that would provide residencies, such as some parent and me in-school programs and enrichment activities that focus on music, arts, dance, etc. In addition, we can use some of those funds to continue to supply the parent resource room by getting some additional tech that can be used by the parents. All of this will have to be voted on in person. So the goal is to narrow down what we would like to spend the funds on by our in-person November PTA meeting. We will be sending out a Google Docs survey through Remind to get the biggest pool of parent opinion so we can make sure we're providing for the needs of all of our parents and their children. I'm going to say this all in Spanish. Forgive me if it sounds odd. I just translated it all. Disculpe, voy a traducir todo en español. No estoy segura si todas las palabras están correctas, pero me voy a tratar de hacer entender. Hola, mi nombre es Andrea y para ustedes que no pudieron participar en la reunión del mes pasado, yo junto con Claudia Aldoy somos sus representantes de padres de título 1 y SLT. Una breve descripción del título 1. Somos una escuela título 1 y se nos proporciona fondos adicionales para ayudar con los programas de enriquecimiento y proporcionar salarios competitivos de los maestros. El 1% de esos fondos están designados específicamente para ayudar en la participación de los padres. Este año nos asignaron $4,986 según el informe principal de la señora Fox del mes pasado. En el pasado hemos utilizado esos fondos para seminarios web para ayudar a los padres a familiarizarse con las aplicaciones y sitios de web que nuestros hijos utilizan a diario, como Google Classroom. El año pasado utilizamos nuestros fondos para crear una sala de recursos para los padres y ayudamos a comprar a Mira para los grados kinder hasta el segundo para ayudarlos con la lectura. Necesitamos decidir para qué nos gustaría usar esos fondos del año escolar 2025 a 2026. Podemos considerar temas de seminarios web para ayudar con el bienestar socioemocional de nuestros hijos, como el acoso cibernético o lidiar con la ansiedad de las pruebas o ayudar a sus hijos el aprendizaje a distancia, aprendiendo a navegar por Google Classroom. También podemos considerar asociarnos con organizaciones que proporcionen residencias como los programas de Papá y Yo en la escuela y las actividades de enriquecimiento que se centran en la música, las artes, la danza, etc. Disculpe, mi español, pudiera ser mejor, pero estoy tratando. Además, podemos usar algunos de esos fondos para continuar suministrando a la sala de recursos para padres, obteniendo algo de tecnología adicional que puede ser utilizada por los padres. Todo esto tendrá que ser votado en persona, por lo que el objetivo es reducir en que nos gustaría gastar los fondos para nuestra reunión presencial del PTA de noviembre. Enviaremos una encuesta de Google Docs a través de Reminds para obtener el mayor grupo de opiniones de los papás para poder asegurarnos de que estemos satisfaciendo las necesidades de todos nuestros padres e hijos. También estamos abiertos a sugerencias, así que no dude en ponerse en contacto con nosotros a través del correo electrónico del PTA, que es ps60queenspta@gmail.com. Por favor, esté atento a esa encuesta. I forgot to mention something, sorry, in English. We are open to suggestions, so please feel free to reach out to us through our PTA email address, which is ps60queenspta@gmail.com, for any of the suggestions that you may have for us to use these Title I funds. And also just be on the lookout for that remind. Thank you.
All right. We do have a minute or two if anyone has ideas or suggestions that they'd like to make now, we can note it, but also feel free to
Yeah.
email.
Or if you have any questions, I know that that was a lot of information. And again, for those of you who either weren't part of the PTA last year, et cetera, I know that it can be a little bit much.
I had a question actually. You said that last year some of the Title I funds were used for Amira. Is that not a need this year? Do we know?
I think that we've changed the programs that the kids are using. I'm not sure if Amira happens to be one of them. I know that for math, I think it's IXL, and for reading, it's something else. I know my children are on it. I should probably be better with it, but they
I know they're using Sora a lot more now.
Yeah.
Miss Kelly just came off mute.
Yes, I'm still here. I just was shut my camera off. I was eating some dinner. We have Amir and through, I believe, November, but it really no longer matches with the curriculum anymore. So iReady has a reading and math component that could be specifically connected to each child individually. So I was talking with Diane Marzigliano about this today, and we were discussing once November comes, we're going to try to set up some in-house presentations to help parents log on and to see how to use the different ones that are available right now. IXL, we purchased in the past. I'm not sure the date that it goes through. It might be over already, but this year they're looking for almost $20,000 to get the program again.
I believe, Miss Kelly, that it goes through December.
Okay.
So we did tell teachers and parents, if you still want to use it, you can, but we're in the process of switching everyone over to iReady, which is similar to IXL because it has a My Path for every student, which means there will be an individualized path for math and reading through iReady. But our teachers are still going through some professional learning. And then, like you said, Mrs. Marzigliano will host some workshops for parents as well. But they can still use it through December. I forget the exact date, though, to be honest.
Okay, does that help everyone as far as the Amira and why, excuse me, why we're going away from that?
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's very helpful because it wasn't just last year. I think it was the year before that too, where some of the Title I money, it felt like a very good use of that money to spend it on these programs. But if they're no longer necessary, then it does really open up all of the different ways we can use that. So yeah, I think that's a good clarification. Thank you. Any other questions or comments or thoughts, ideas? Okay. Thank you. All right. Then I'm going to move on. So I'm going to share my screen again for the sake of translation. Okay, can everyone see my screen and everyone see my translation? Okay, great. Thank you. All right, so moving on to the parent survey. I'm actually going to take it away because I don't want you to do it yet. So for our parent survey, sorry, hold on. I will take you through the survey quickly. We are asking for as much feedback as we can get from parents about what the PTA does. So the primary tasks of the PTA are threefold. One, community building. Two, advocacy for our kids. And three, support of the school primarily through fundraising. Those are our three main like primary tasks. So our parent survey asks you to give your feedback on how we are currently using and spending money and how you would like to see that money or how we function change or stay the same depending on, you know, what you think is important. So that survey I'm going to put in the chat. It also now, it includes the question about how to spend that Title I money that Andrea just spoke about. There is a line in the form that you can add your thoughts about that. But it asks questions like, how would you prefer to receive information from the PTA? What could the PTA be doing to, sorry, I realized when I turned it off, I lost translation, sorry. Let me. Okay. It asks questions like, what could the PTA be doing to make you feel more welcomed or involved? What are the biggest barriers to becoming active in the PTA? What would improve your ability or desire to be involved in the PTA? What are the top priorities that you think we should have for this year? What are the fundraisers that excite you? What are the things you would want to participate in? What are the programs you wish we could bring? Or, you know, the idea is to think big. So there are lots of questions. We are asking folks to, you know, answer as many as they possibly can. I believe there are 12 questions, so it's not very long. It's mostly check boxes. We are asking parents to complete this, to give us as much feedback as we can. You know, like we say this a lot, but myself and the other PTA officers are just the elected representatives of our PTA, but you are the PTA, like the parents, the teachers, we are the PTA. So it is really important information to find out what we could be doing to become a more inclusive, robust, meaningful PTA for our school. Are there any questions or comments about just the parent survey so far? Okay, then before we move on, before we go into the upcoming activities, I do want to ask if any of the folks in the meeting are someone who has just started volunteering. No, there's no deadline to complete the survey. I mean, I could put an arbitrary deadline if we think it would help people, but really, like, anytime anyone feels moved to complete it, it would be helpful. Um, I but sorry, I'm getting sidetracked. If there's anyone on the meeting who just started participating in the PTA, I would say in the last year or two, or really anyone, if you have volunteered, taken on a role to, try to help put together an event or a fundraiser or something, I think it would be very useful to hear what was the thing or what were the ways, that helped bring you in. Because we want to reach as many parents and help them feel welcomed and um, like they're able to participate in whatever way is possible for them as possible. So if there's anyone on the meeting that would like to speak to any of that, um, help give feedback to how we can reach more parents, I think that would be very useful. If not, it's okay too. I know I'm putting everyone on the spot.
Hey Cassie, I'd like to say something.
Go ahead.
Hey guys, my name's Alex. My daughter's in the second grade, and over the last like few months, I've been helping the PTA sort of build a website. Um, and that's been a pretty big project, but it's been pretty fun, pretty rewarding. And we always speak about how to get other parents engaged and how to get other people to come in and help us out. And the ask doesn't have to be super large or super big, but there's always ways to be able to help, whether it's taking pictures at an event. That's really helpful for the website, for the pages. These pages and the website helps communicate out to the community and out to the parents, right? And so even in getting sponsorships, anything really helps, right? To go. Sorry, my little one is very vocal right now. um
Mm.
and so it's any little thing is very helpful, right? So like I said, if you're going to an event and you just want to take pictures, right? You don't want to be involved in creating the event or necessarily tabling at the event or engaging with other parents or other people, that's fine too, right? But taking pictures is very good. Or even just helping on the back end with websites or with forms, like that stuff is very helpful. All that stuff is what helps populate the website and helps populate the communication out to the parents. And so that's something that I've been working on kind of on the side. But it's been cool. Like the site has been very useful. I feel like there's a lot of pages there. Every event is on there. Recently, we're implementing ways to be able to donate via the website, which is going to be um, hopefully very impactful and hopefully helps generate more funds, right? Other than just tabling or the very specific events. We want to have like perpetual fundraisers. Um, but yeah, that's sort of how I've been involved over the last few months. Is just kind of sitting at my desk at home and grinding out pages on websites. And so not necessarily at every single event, I try to be there. Of course, I want to be there and hang out with my daughter and hang out with you guys, but the grunt of the work has been at 2, 3 in the morning, building websites and building pages for the PTA. So there's various ways to be involved, and any help is appreciated. I guess that's all I have to say.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you.
Yeah.
And Alex is minimizing his contribution too. I mean, it is true that he does that at 2, 3 in the morning, but he was also at my house today brainstorming how we could integrate PayPal more efficiently. So he really tries to fit in wherever he possibly can.
Yeah, the website's important. It's part of what my company and my brand does, and so the external communication is key, and we try to make it easy for people to navigate and use the website. So that's a big part of the conversation, is make sure that you guys don't get lost. And if you guys do have questions or if you guys do have any suggestions for the website, please let anybody know. We can make those changes. We can add stuff, we can take away stuff. I'm really interested in live streaming events from the school out to the parents who can't be at the school, if that's something that anybody wants to talk to me about or talk to the PTA about. We have the capability and capacity from the website to be able to live stream out from the school to where, obviously to a website, and people at home can still feel included. So that's another big piece of it that we haven't explored yet, but would love to, tackle an event and live stream one. Not sure which one yet, but if, anybody in the crowd wants to help out or suggest anything, definitely open to suggestions there.
Awesome. Anybody else?
Cassie, I'll quickly just echo what Alex said.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, let me transition on my, I don't know if you guys can see me. Alex is my partner. We are both working professionals. We have 2 kids. Sometimes I'm able to show up at events depending on my schedule. Sometimes I'm not, but I also help on the back end as well. So helped out with the newsletter, helped out on the planning end of some of the events, the back to school bash, the parent survey. So I think I would just say, like, if there's something that you feel like you're good at, that you can contribute, lean into that, because like I do all that stuff for work. I work on newsletters for work. I work on communications for work. So it's just something that comes second nature to me. So I can jump in and do something really quickly and it be really impactful. So that's kind of what similar to what Alex said, like that's what he does. He he's the gadget guy and the web guy and the technology guy. So like that's what he leads into. So I would, encourage folks to lean into what it is that they are already good at and contribute in those ways, as opposed to thinking about leaving your comfort zone or learning a new skill or going out of your way to learn something new. I mean, that's also great too, but that would be my encouragement, to like lean into what you're good at and how you can contribute.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you. We've been trying to find more ways. There are plenty of tasks to do that don't involve coming to the school, sitting in a room during work hours. Like, so much happens outside of that time in order to make those times successful. And so, yeah, definitely. There are many opportunities to be involved in many different ways. Seeing a message, sorry, it only came directly to me, which is that a parent is saying that when her daughters were in high school, they would receive weekly reminders that helped parents to stay on track with their busy schedules. And I will say that is definitely a need. Like, I have been really struggling to be on top of our social media page among all of the other things that we're doing. So we haven't been on top of our communication as much as we had hoped to be, though I will say that we're like, we're doing our best. We're improving all the time, but there's still room for growth. And that is definitely one of those areas that, like, if there was someone who wanted to help us make posts, like, I have a lot of them, the graphics ready to go. They're just not posted. And there's nothing, sacred about our Instagram. Like, if someone wanted to help take that on, I would be happy to talk through, like, norms and things like that, and then share that with anyone. So yeah, there are definitely lots of ways to get involved. And yes, we are working on getting our information to the school earlier so that it can be sent out as early as possible. Cool. Anyone else about what helped them get involved before we move on? Okay, yeah. So definitely, if you haven't yet, or maybe everyone isn't answering because they're so busy doing the parent survey. I'm sure that's what it is. Everyone is currently giving all of their feedback. I'm so excited. So upcoming events. Our park cleanup. Phil is on here. Phil, do you want to say anything about that for Saturday? I can share the link too.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, everybody's welcome. Other students from other schools will be there at 10 o'clock. It was a great experience last time. One of the misconceptions, it's 10 to 12. That's the same day and time. Well, it's not the same time, but as the fall fair over in by Victory Park, you can come for as long as you want. So if somebody's concerned about getting to that at 12 o'clock, you can, just show up and help out. We do ask, we're affiliating this with Park, so they're asking for a waiver or something of that nature to be signed, but it's really not our thing, regards to that. Outside of that, there's no obligation to stay, just come and help. And last year we did it, we had a good turnout. We were there for all of hour and a half, and yeah, that's basically it. If anybody wants to join, we'd love to have you there. If there are any questions, anybody have any questions? Nope. So see you there.
Thank you. Yeah, last year we had a good little turnout and we were able to rake all the leaves, sweep up all the leaves on the sidewalk on both avenues and in the park right the week before the Halloween walk. So that was great. The address is the school park and playground. That's where the cleanup will be.
Yeah, we're it starts at 10, but I'm gonna be there at 9:30, so it'll be hard to. We'll have a desk set up and all that sort of stuff. So it's, as long as you get to the school, as long as you don't try to go into the front entrance, it's basically by the playground. So even if you're in the front of the playground, you see us on the other side and vice versa. So.
Mm-hmm.
And supplies will be provided. You don't have to bring gloves. You don't have to bring anything. Just bring yourself.
Awesome. Are any other questions? Janet, did that answer your question? Okay, great. So we also will be at the Halloween walk, and oh, I wish I had one with me, but this year we made a new PTA parent t-shirt, sorry, a PS60 parent t-shirt. We're going to be taking pre-orders for those at the Halloween walk. You'll be able to order your t-shirt. You can pay for your t-shirt there. Just give us your child's class number and we'll get that shirt back to you in about a week or two. We're also going to set up a little pop-up boutique at the Halloween walk. All of the toys that we sell will be $1 or less, and all of the proceeds from that will go toward the fund for the end of year carnival at the end of this year. We also have a bake sale coming up on election day, which is November 4th. There's no students in the building, actually no teachers in the building that day either, but we are going to set up a bake sale outside of the school for anybody that in the neighborhood that comes to vote at the school. We'll be there selling breakfast items like that. If you are able to come and either help volunteer at that event or help donate a baked good or something to that event, that would be very helpful. You can let us know in that attendance and volunteer form that we had shared at the beginning. If someone could grab that from the chat and reshare it, that would be very helpful, actually. And then Picture Day is November 17th and 18th. I will be in touch with school pretty soon to try to lock down the schedule for that so that parents know when their child will be taking their picture so that then we can ask for volunteers. We don't usually have much trouble getting volunteers for Picture Day. Everybody wants to help and be there with their kid on Picture Day, but we do still need help. So it will be, we'll let you know as soon as possible for that. Which company are we using for Picture Day? I forget. I'm so sorry. We talked about it last year. No, I forget. Alex, your hand is raised. While you speak, I will look up who our picture provider is.
Yeah, just to touch base on the shirt sale that you mentioned.
Oh yes, please go ahead.
That shirt. I know there's been a lot of questions. I get questions. We get questions at the schoolyard about where to buy that shirt. If you can't make it to that event to buy the shirt, don't worry about it. We're gonna set up a web page on the website for you to buy shirts, and you can buy more than one. You can buy a parent shirt. You can buy a Oh, sorry, no, we only have the parent shirt, but you're gonna be able to purchase it from the website if you can't make it to the event. So we'll share that link with everybody, and then you guys can share with family and friends if you want to buy more than one. And just don't worry if you can't make it to the event. We're gonna have it available for you.
Yes, and then we will send out the link for that too, so anyone can purchase their shirt. It is Life Touch, and the reason we went with Life Touch was because when we did the picture survey at the end of last year, Life Touch really met all of the requirements we had been looking for, including having much more affordable packages, having online options, having more digital options, and being able to order online. So all of that exists. Actually, we just got a box from them this week, and we'll be going in this week to figure out what they sent us to send out to families. So yes, and sorry, I had said that the bake sale you could sign up for on using that attendance and volunteer sheet, but actually all of these events except for Picture Day are on there. So the park cleanup, the boutique, the bake sale, they're all on there, so that if you're planning to come, obviously you can just show up. Don't feel like if you haven't signed up you can't come. You're welcome to come to any of these, but if you want to give us a heads up, if you already know that you'll be coming, filling out that form is helpful in advance. All right, are there any questions about any of these events or upcoming activities before we move on? All right, so then we're going to move on to our treasurer's report.
Hi, everyone. Just give me just one sec. I actually pulled it up so I can read it better. All right, so I just wanted to start by saying that the starting amount that you see on the screen right now is not what we started with, what we ended with last meeting. I just wanted to let you guys know that the reason for that was because we were including September, but only up to when up until that date for the PTA, and we did not include any donations or sponsorship that we had received by that point. So that's why when we did all of that, our starting amount would be $3,512.69. And that would have been at the end of August. After that, with T-shirts that were sold to volunteers and other people, it was $235. We had some parent donations for $375. And then we had a sponsorship of 768. Am I correct? Sorry. I needed to see
It
that a little.
was 700. I think maybe that 68 was part of the parent donations, but we'll have to go back.
Yeah. But the numbers are still correct here. So what we ended up with was $4,890.69. So then you can see all of the expenditure that occurred in September, which was for the back to school bash decor, the face painters, the newsletters, the t-shirts that we had to buy, and the website. Then we also had some business products. I believe those were the checks from the bank. We did switch banks just to make things a little bit easier for ourselves, and so we ended up spending $1,740, and our ending budget was $3,190.29. We did do a very quick little report for what we have brought in so far, that for the major things that we've brought in. So we've had $350 of parent donations and $3,989.46 that we made off that Penny Showdown fundraiser, which is amazing. To be totally transparent, we were looking for $5,000 and we exceeded what we really thought we were going to end up getting, considering that our Zelle didn't work. So I'm very excited about that. This is in no way, shape, or form a bad thing. It was amazing. And then for that bake sale, we did $632 worth of sales. All of that was donated. All of the things that were bought that day, or that everyone was able to purchase that day, was all pure donation, and that's great. And the only thing that we spent was $50 for the certain utensils, things that we needed for that day. But it was basically pure profit. So it's amazing. So as of right now, with all of that, and again, this is not fully itemized. This is not the end of October. This is just it's a good guesstimate for where we're at right now. It's $8,111.46. And all that money will eventually go to graduation. It will go to the carnival. It will go to programs if we can lock some down for this year, and for other things that are coming up that we would like to use those funds for. Do I need to do this in Spanish as well? Yes? Okay. I'm just going to do it in Spanish really fast. Para los que hablan español, esto es lo que hemos gastado y lo que hemos ganado en el mes de septiembre. Estamos empezando con un total diferente de lo que teníamos el mes pasado, porque en el mes pasado incluimos todo lo que se había gastado hasta el día de la reunión de PTA. So, esto es más inclusivo de lo que teníamos antes. Empezamos al finales de agosto con $3,512 con 69 centavos. Ganamos dinero vendiendo unas camisetas, donaciones de los papás y patrocinio. I think that's how you say it. I'm sorry. Sponsorships. Y eso era $235, $375, $768 que ganamos. Y el total era $4,890 con 69 centavos. Pero en el mes de septiembre también hubo unos gastos para el Back to School Bash, para los que pintaron caras, para los newsletters, para las camisetas también, porque tuvimos que comprar esas camisetas, no fueron donados, y para el website. También hubo un gasto para los cheques, porque abrimos un nuevo account con el banco. Gastamos $1,700 con 40 centavos y estamos en $3,190 con 29 centavos. También queríamos incluir lo que hemos ganado en octubre con donaciones de los papás, $350, y con los fundraisers que hicimos con el Penny Showdown y con el Bake Sale. $3,989 con 46 centavos era el Penny Showdown y $632 para el Bake Sale. Gastamos $50 en cosas que utilizamos para el Bake Sale. Y ahorita está estimado que tenemos $8,000, $8,000 con 111 y 46 centavos. Esto no es el total de todo lo que hemos ganado o que hemos gastado en octubre, pero eso es lo más importante para ahora porque pensamos que debían ustedes saber cuánto hemos ganado en este mes. Y eso es todo. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any questions, comments about our treasurer's report? Okay, so just briefly to before we adjourn then. We are doing very well with our fundraising. We are so proud of what we were able to do with the Penny Showdown and the bake sale and that direct fundraiser that we had in September. We're hopeful that we'll be able to make up a little bit of what we weren't able to raise so far during the Halloween walk. But it does, and we don't need to talk about this now, it is something that you should consider when you fill out the parent survey, and we will absolutely talk about it next time at the November meeting, which is if we don't meet our fundraising goals, then how will we change our budget for this year? For example, one thing that we had considered doing was changing the carnival from a 2-day carnival that happens during the school day, where we know every single student can attend, to a 1-day carnival, which would mean potentially having it on a weekend day or having it go throughout the day into the afternoon, where we know that not every student would be able to attend, but it would cost us significantly less to have it on one day. Those are the kinds of decisions that we'll have to make if we don't meet our fundraising goal. It's still entirely possible that we can meet our fundraising goal, but it also means that, you know, maybe we wouldn't give as much to the classrooms as they might need or want, or we wouldn't be able to fund some of those additional programs that Andrea was mentioning earlier. So that is something to consider, you know, things that we'll need to discuss moving forward. We have decided to, I know that originally we had planned on, and I believe it's on the newsletter, that we were going to have the readathon in November. The PTA officers took the feedback that we got during the Penny Showdown and the last bake sale with the coming picture day sales and the holiday boutique. We're hearing parents say that it is a lot of fundraising all at the beginning of the year and that they need a break. So we're putting off the readathon for a little while. We'll come back to it in the new year and hopefully hope to make up some of that loss then as well. Okay. Is there any other new business that anyone would like to bring up? Anything that we should know, consider, anything we need to know about? Anything of importance? Okay, then before you go, I'm just going to, don't run away, I'm just going to drop a bunch of links in the chat. one more time, here is the attendance form. Here is the park cleanup sign up from the Parks Department. If you are not already following us on Instagram, please follow us on Instagram. If you are looking for the YouTube video of our PTA meeting, you can find it there, but you can also find it on our website where you can find Janet. I see your question. Just give me 1 second and I will let you know. If you go to our website, you can find, which is ps60queenspta.org. You can find everything you need here. All of our upcoming events are always listed. The full year school calendar is on here. All of the meetings, everything that's happening. If you click on meetings, you can find that Zoom link for today. You can also find the YouTube video of previous meetings. Our agendas and meeting minutes are all listed here. Very useful. Please use the website. It is so full of information. Earlier, we were saying that you could find Queens Community House on our community resources. Our website is really so full of information. I'm going to put it in the chat. All right. Thank you all for coming, for making time on in your evening for us. It was so nice to see all of you here. If you have any last questions, feel free to come off mute, to stay if you have something you'd like to ask that's more specific to you. Otherwise, thank you all for coming, and we will see you in November. And we'll see you next week and this Saturday.
Bye, everyone.
Take
Have a
care,
good night.
everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good night, all.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
Janet, just stay on for a second.
Sorry, I'm trying to leave the